Good evening, y'all. Happy Friday, if you believe in the thing that is the work week. I've been working a lot more this week than I have like planned or intended. I'm usually supposed to only work uh, about half the hours that I'm used to working at my temp job, which is fine. Actually, I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I'm totally okay with the extra hours. And we all need that money this fine 2020. Today's Unis Honest video was acupuncture is not painful, which I believe Mark and Eve went to an actual acupuncture clinic or doctor and got various acupuncture therapies. This one was interesting and I liked it a lot, and I wish I had written down the clinic that they went to. I don't have that written, I just have the title written. I'm a little bummed at myself for not keeping that little piece of information, but again, I'm not going to be in like the California area anytime soon to be really utilizing it. So it was interesting. It was really interesting too because like the sort of setting, it was very casual. I don't think that this, I mean, like, unless I'm misremembering it and this was a different video I'm remembering, but I don't know. I don't think they did acupuncture at home. I could be wrong. They did a lot of DIY stuff. But they went there and they, like, one thing I thought was very interesting was like the chairs, the seating for it wasn't your typical like hospital chair or seating sort of thing. It was like a home recliner sort of looking sort of space and office. And I remember they got various different things for, I can't even remember if they had anything particular they were trying to relieve pain, but the technician talked about like acupuncture, like its history and stuff a bit. I think Ethan got just like a few pretty mild ones, and Mark was like, let me take all the needles. Like Mark like got ones in like his fingertips, which like the technician was like, we only really do this for like severe cases, and honestly, we would use modern like Western medicine for like the sorts of things that normally they put needles into your fingertips for. I think acupuncture is really interesting, and I've never gotten it. I'm a little bit nervous about needles, honestly, and also like who's gonna pay for it? Not with my bank account. So I've always like thought it might be nice. Sometimes I have some neck pain, and like I always think about like, oh, it'd be nice to just like stick some needles in there. Sometimes I'll just take my like fingernails and kind of press down to try to relieve that. So I don't do much with acupuncture. I think one of my taekwondo master used to go see somebody for acupuncture who, I don't know if I'm mixing up a story in my head of somebody who else maybe, but there was definitely somebody who like died in a motorcycle accident, and I don't know if that was his acupuncture specialist or somebody else. But one thing I have learned and do use on a regular basis is acupressure, and that's something you can do at home. I'm not by any means any sort of specialist, but I know two things that have helped me in a few different, like, sort of in a pinch, if I'm feeling certain pain. So there's one in your hands I think you can feel for and press, and it is good for headaches. And there's a lot of like pressure points and stuff that we do in martial arts, but like some of them, interestingly enough, can be used for pain or to relieve pain. And like that's an interesting sort of dichotomy within health sciences where there are things that can either create or relieve pain. So that's an interesting idea. But there's this one, so it's you press it. I think it's like just supposed to be right between your thumb, and it's this like soft. It's like right between the joint. You're supposed to press it, and I don't know if it really matters if you do like thumb or forefinger, but you just press and hold that, I think, for like 5 minutes if you have a headache. And you can kind of give yourself a little like arm rub up and down to get the circulation going, and press and hold. And you just do this, or you can do it for yourself, or you can actually do it for a friend, I think. And it's supposed to just kind of relieve headaches. Sometimes it works for me. There was one time I used to get like really frequent, just for a few years, I was getting like these odd, not quite migraines, but like definitely some sort of stress headache or whatever. I don't know what they were, but they were really unpleasant, and sometimes they would bother me for like a day or two, and they wouldn't usually like totally incapacitate me, but they would make me want to not do anything. And there was one day I literally thought I was going to have to call off work the next day because it was causing me so much like pain and like mental deliriousness and whatever. And I laid in bed in a dark room and I like pressed on my neck where it was kind of hurting, and I did this and back and forth. I was doing all this sort of like acupressure, just like, what do you call it? Just like gentle. I mean, like, like I'm not an expert, so you don't want to like go pushing at something too hard and actually injure yourself. But I did that, and it actually made me feel way better after a good night's sleep. I was totally fine to go to work the next day. So there's that one. And then I think there's another one for nausea. It's like in your elbow. And this is an interesting one because I think this is one where if you can actually use this pressure point to get somebody to let go of you. It sometimes can trigger a release response. And also I think if you hit it hard enough, you can make somebody nauseous, but it will relieve sickness if you just give it a nice gentle press. It's kind of like your forearm muscle. It's right in the crook of your elbow. And this one, I think I've used it like once or twice to actually relieve my own or somebody else's nausea. And it might be a placebo effect thing. Honestly, like, I'm not an expert in this field, but I just think that's interesting. And seeing Mark and Ethan like go and actually get acupuncture, I thought was very cool. Now I have something that's completely unrelated to this video today, a little memento mori moment. And is that going to be a new segment? Memento mori moment. So I was cleaning my craft area, as I very much intended to do all week. And I was making some great progress, and I was really proud of myself. And I have this little thing here that I've been trying to kind of see if I can get any usefulness out of it. Because, like, it's something that, like, I guess, like, with modern technology, it's not quite so useful anymore. But I had this in college, and I really liked it. And I remember using it a few times, but usually like being in so many roommate situations where like headphones just were easier. So I didn't really get to use this guy to his fullest. And I was kind of hoping to try to revive him. But it became more and more apparent that just simply is not possible. So it's this little speaker, and it's this company Boombotics, which another memento mori reminder. I don't know, can I like focus that? In fact, I'm curious. I'm not finding any luck doing that. Okay, well, I tried. That's the whole purpose of this this project. God, this poor electronic. And I don't know, it's like, is it because it has like a face that I feel like attached to it? Like headphones, no problem, toss them in the trash once their cord breaks or something. But this little guy, I don't know what it is. I had him in college, and like he was just a neat little speaker. And this company, I just looked it up, went bankrupt. So like you can't even get these anymore. Now I'm wondering, okay, well, is there any like commercial value? I tried plugging this in like earlier this year, and like the speaker was a little weak, and it was a little like electronic kind of garbledy noise is more what it was emitting than music. But I was kind of like, hey, maybe I can doctor it up or find some usefulness, do something. And it was kind of like the plastic on it, I guess, like kind of created this sort of weird stickiness. And I was like, oh, like, rub it in some rubbing alcohol, I'll fix them up, right? And today I think I was just kind of like toying with the pieces of it, and like as I was cleaning it, and I pull the headphone jack, and I pull it and it gets stuck, and I try to re-click it. There's like a way to make it release back in, and it kept on getting stuck, and the damn thing broke. So this thing is officially toast. And it's a little strange because it's like, man, like I wanted to try to fix it up, and now it's like, also it's like there's so much modern technology. I have a Bluetooth speaker that works better than this thing ever did, but it's like man, isn't that interesting? Like, I don't know if it's something about capitalism or something about our consumerism or something about our want to make things useful, or like, again, like another throwback to a previous video I did, like the want to fix things that are broken. But like, that for some reason, like, just like, man, I couldn't give this thing a new life, and I can't even, this company doesn't even exist anymore. And like, that just kind of like was a little bit of a mind fuck for me. And I don't know if y'all ever have those moments, but I just needed to share that memento mori moment. At this point, I don't really know. I mean, like, I guess I throw it away, but like, is there an appropriate way to recycle it? You know, like, does anybody else, is this just me? Is this just me that puts this much thought into this instead of just throwing it away? Like, you know, like, it's, you know, can I use it for some kind of art piece? It's such a weird, unique little doober, and like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, like, I don't know. For some reason, these were just really cool, and I just like really liked the idea of a speaker having a little bit of a personality. And now it's like, well, I mean, like, I have a perfectly useful and a speaker I use all the time that I love, and I got it from the Fox Theater. Actually, it was an employee appreciation gift, and it was great. So like, I don't even have a use for this, but like, you know, it's like, do I just Marie Kondo this and like look at it and see, does it give me joy, and then either yeet it or keep it. But like, anyways, I don't know if y'all, like, that's my side tangent, but memento mori, y'all. Like, don't forget, everything can just disintegrate in your hands and you can't do anything about it. I love how like my hair's like been drying this whole time, and now like my bangs have a totally different personality than the beginning of this video. But anyways, that's all I really have to say today. This has been 12 minutes of me going on and talking and showing 2 acupressure techniques. But anyways, this was a really interesting video they did. Oh, another thing, I think this is another one where like the technician could not get Ethan's name right. It was so interesting in so many of their guest appearances. Ethan, like, they always messed up his name or forgot, like, or called him something. Did they call him, like, Andrew or something? I feel like they called him, like, a completely different name or something. And they kind of just were, like, they went with it. Like, you know, I think Mark was like, oh, yeah. You know, he loves that, and calling him by the wrong name or whatever it was. I don't have any notes on it, so I don't remember. Y'all tell me in the comments if you ever did watch Unis Honest, if you remember this one, or, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so I'm kind of like mentally burnt out. I kind of still want to work on my creative space, but now I'm over here like, you know, how much more stuff like do we kind of let live out its usefulness? And then do we keep it? Do we, you know, like, this is how hoarding starts, right? Like, people that like hold on to things because they might be able to find a use of it, right? But anyways. Oh, I know this is like totally 2 different ideas. I kind of almost wanted to save that for another day, but y'all, sometimes you just gotta get in the now, in the here, like, do it. So anyways, yeah, I'm just kind of talking in circles now, but this was nice. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.